this lesson we're going to take a look at stem and leaf plots. Stem and leaf plots simply is a way to organize a list of numbers. That's all it does. It's a visual way to look at numbers and make judgments based on them. So my title, Stem and Leaf Plots, here is a list of numbers. I did put them in order. So we are ready to start building our stem and leaf plot. For many of us, this is not new. You've seen this at some point before. Stems go on the left of the bold line, leaves go on the right. The only rule is this: leaves on the right must go in order, and they must only be one digit apiece. So if I was to take 2 and put down here, the 2 is a single digit, so my rule is the single digit must go to the right as a leaf. So 2 goes here. The question now is, what goes in the stem? Well, what number represents this? Well, the number in front of the 2 is nothing, which would be a 0. So my stem for this batch of numbers is going to be 0. So 2 is taken care of. 9 goes next. 12 does not go here. 12 is the next set of stem and leaves. The 2 goes there, the 1 goes there. So you might say, well, okay, this is easy. 1's on the right, 10's on the left. Yeah, not always though. Typically, yes. This has to be the 1s or the single digit. I have another 12, 2 goes here. 17, 7 goes here. 32. So the question is, what comes next? Well, because there are no 20s, I do want to show that there are no 20s. So I'm going to put a 2 here, but nothing here. 32 comes next, so I go to my 3 stem. 32. I have a 5, 35. I have a 7, 37. I have a 49. And I have a 73. I do want to show that there are gaps. I wanted to show that there were no 20s. I do want to show the gap there. If I don't, you might confuse the reader. The reader might look and just think this is the 20s, or they might think they might get confused. So you want to leave the 2 in. Now here's what happens. I need a 5, a 6, then a 7. Sometimes if there's too much of a gap, there is a way to cut down on the space. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to erase out. I'm going to put I call it a lightning bolt or a crushed soda can or something. What that does is it shows that there's a chunk that has been taken out. I'm just going to skip ahead and put the 7 in. So if there's too big of a gap, put a little crushed soda can or a lightning bolt, and that shows that some was cut out. 73. Taken care of. My chart is done. My stem and leaf plot is done. I'm not quite there. I need a key. I need to, so someone can read this and understand what it says. So I'm going to take a little section out, cut this out. 3 bar 2 is equal to the value 32. So what makes this nice? Well, stem and leaf plot, first of all, they're in order from low to high. Second of all, you can easily see, if this was ages of a group, where are most of the ages? Oh, they're in the teens. What don't we have any age of? Oh, we don't have anyone in the 20s. We don't have anyone in the 50s or 60s. Who's the oldest? 73. Who's the youngest? 2. Which age is the common age? Oh, there's a 12. There's 2 2s side by side. So it is easy to quickly look at and know what I have the most of, etc. Which group was tied? The teens and the 30s. Okay? The key helps me figure that out. Excuse me, one small note is this. Why are there no commas here? Am I afraid someone will read this as the number 29? I shouldn't be. Leaves, I'm only allowed 1 digit per number. So we should know that this is the number 2. That's the number 2. I should know that this is the number 9. This is the number 12. This is the number 17. So I do not need commas in between the numbers, because the rule clearly states you're allowed 1 digit per number. Now let's take this out. So now what happens if you're given a chart like this and somebody says, find the mean, median, and mode of it? Okay, very simply this. I need the mean, median, and mode. I'm going to start with the median. Median is find the middle number. Okay, so these are in order from low to high. I don't have to rewrite the list. I can if I want, but I can just cross off low and high. Cross off the lowest, 12. Cross off the highest, 73. Cross off the next lowest, 9. Next highest, 49. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. What's the next lowest number after 9? That's right, it's 12. Next highest after 49 is not 32, it's 37. Next lowest, 12. Next highest, 35. Next lowest is 17. Next highest is 32. So now it's between 17 and 32. What do? I take those two numbers, 17 plus 32, and I get 49. Split them in half, divide by 2, and I get 24 and a half, 24.5. So the median is 24.5. The mode, which number showed up the most? The 2's, which is 12. The mean, I got to add all these up and divide by however many I have. Okay? There are different ways to shorten this up. It takes a little more time to explain it, so I'm just going to let you, if you have ways to add all these up faster, go ahead. If not, add them up normal. 2 plus 9 plus 12 plus 12 plus 17 plus 32 plus 35 plus 37 plus 49 plus 73 equals 278. I do want to write the sum. That way if I clear my calculator, I don't have to add them up again. 278 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's easy. 27.8. 27.8, 24.5, mode is 12. Let's do the range while we're at it. Highest minus lowest, 73 minus 2 equals 71. If somebody asked you which average is the best average for this picture, well, you would say, are my averages close together? No, not really. Are there any outliers? Any number that's a lot higher or a lot smaller? I would say so, yes. I would say that 73 is your outlier. So if there is an outlier, which average is the best one? Should be the median. Remember, the median crosses off that biggest number, no matter how big it is. This little guy still cancels out the giant, David and Goliath. No matter how big Goliath gets, David still takes him out. The lowest always takes out the biggest. So this is our best average. Let's talk about range. Is the range big? Yeah, it is big. That means my numbers are not very close to the average. The average is in here somewhere, 24.5. My numbers are not very close to that average because they really stretch out here in the 70s. If you would put 5 and 6 in and the 7 would be down here, you would get the visual of how far stretched the numbers are. So this is stem and leaf plot. Way to organize your numbers. You can find averages from there. That's it.